WWE superstar Andrade agrees with fan booking criticism of Triple H and references AEW in several social media posts. Jey Uso reportedly sold more merchandise than Cody Rhodes in May. Drew Gulak, his contract with WWE has expired and his first independent pro wrestling booking has been announced. Tony Khan praises Absolute Ricky Starks and says he'd love to get him involved in back in All Elite Wrestling. More details of Jon Moxley's upcoming IWGP World Heavyweight Championship defense in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And Dana White reveals how the UFC and WWE are working together under the TKO umbrella. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about Andrade and some possible frustration for the former United States champion and, of course, former AEW star. Now, this is certainly very interesting stuff because Andrade has responded to criticism surrounding his WWE booking, admitting that he wonders the same and also referenced his time in All Elite Wrestling. Now, following 2.5 years with AEW, Andrade returned to WWE in January during this year's Men's Royal Rumble match. He then joined the Raw brand, where he wrestled 2 matches before teaming with Rey Mysterio to defeat Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar at WrestleMania 40. Following several more matches on the Raw brand, he was officially moved to SmackDown during the 2024 WWE Draft. Now, he made his SmackDown in-ring return on May 31st, defeating Apollo Crews in singles action. Now, following the match, Andrade was confronted by Santos Escobar and Angel of Legado del Fantasma in separate segments, following Andrade declining an invitation from the faction in a digital exclusive video. Now, Andrade has since gone to social media and actually referenced some quite interesting things. First of all, Andrade referenced his time in AEW as well as other promotions, saying, quote, "The real Latino man, AEW, CMLL, and AAA." As you can see right there, there's a picture of him shaking hands with Bryan Danielson in AEW. There's a picture of him shaking hands in CMLL, and also when he faced off against Kenny Omega for the AAA Mega Championship, once again in AAA. Now, this is when it gets quite interesting when it comes to, shall we say, the booking decisions regarding Andrade in WWE thus far. Now, as I mentioned, when it came to the declining the invitation to join Legado del Fantasma, Andrade tweeted out, quote, "It is not personal." Then, a fan responded to him by saying, quote, "Why do they always make Latinos fight among Latinos? Don't you know of another one?" And then Andrade responded by saying, "I wonder the same," possibly maybe suggesting that he's not too happy with his booking thus far in WWE. So what do you make of this? Do you think it's Andrade again sharing that he's not happy? Do you think it's Andrade just stirring things up? Or is it the case of the grass isn't always greener? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Now, Jey Uso, we know Jey Uso's popularity has skyrocketed since he became a single star. And main event Jey Uso has been one of the main characters of Raw over the past year, and it appears that his on-screen omnipresence is selling a lot of merchandise. WrestleNomics did a study of WWE's merchandise sales and found that Uso was selling slightly more merchandise than undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes, with whom Uso was in a tag team last year. The two men trailed only behind CM Punk, whose return to WWE generated intense merchandise sales. Tailing behind the trio of modern superstars were WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's. Uso's black Yeet shirt was the top seller in the men's apparel category for the month of May, but for the entire year, as the popular catchphrase has seemingly been the rocket on which Uso has ridden to superstar status. However, the year-to-date sales overall were topped by Rhodes, who was the main focus of WWE programming in the lead-up to his title victory and beyond, though Uso's success shows just how much he gained from the Bloodline Civil War, which took place over the course of the last several years. Uso felt that he specifically leveled up during the pandemic era when a lack of paying fans led to WWE taking the chance on the former tag team champion stalwarts. Then WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns had initially been supposed to feud with Bray Wyatt, but Uso was slotted into the role instead, and the rest is seemingly merchandise history for WWE. What do you think is the ceiling for Jey Uso in WWE? Can he become a world champion, or do you think he's always going to be this upper mid-card level babyface in WWE? Now, Drew Gulak, he is officially gone from WWE. Despite initial reports stating that Drew Gulak had been released from WWE in early May, WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque later clarified that Gulak would remain with the company until his contract expired. According to Fightful Select, Drew Gulak's deal, as of June 1st, has officially expired. Furthermore, Gulak has now begun accepting bookings for his post-WWE career, with the first being revealed as Beyond Wrestling. As announced on X, Gulak will return to Beyond at the upcoming Americana 24, where Eagles Dare event on Thursday, July 4. This will mark Gulak's first Beyond appearance since November 2016, when he, Orange Cassidy, and Chuck Taylor lost to Angel Ortiz, Mike Drastic, and Pinky Sanchez at the co-branded Tournament for Today event between Beyond and WWR. Now, this will emanate from Worcester in Massachusetts. In the months leading up to his WWE exit, Gulak notably led the No Quarter Catch crew stable on WWE NXT, alongside the likes of Charlie Dempsey, Miles Bourne, and Damon Kemp. However, in April 2024, Gulak was written off NXT television after the D'Angelo family claimed to have, killed him. Now, off-screen, reports indicated that Gulak was a bully within NXT in the locker room, with the former Cruiserweight champion described as initially targeting injuries of talent while wrestling them in the ring. Gulak was also said to have attempted to dissuade talent from reporting similar incidents by intimidating them. Aside from the aforementioned NXT instance, the former SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey has also raised an accusation against Gulak, specifically one in which he inappropriately grabbed the drawstring of her sweatpants. While this allegation was reportedly not the determining factor in WWE's decision to not renew his contract, his public response to Rousey is said to have, quote, made things worse for him. Now, let's talk about Tony Khan and his praise for Absolute Ricky Starks, despite the former FTW champion not being seen on television for quite some time. Former FTW champion Ricky Starks has been absent from AEW television over the past few months, and Tony Khan has spoken about him and his future in All Elite Wrestling. Khan was asked about Starks and when fans might see him again during a recent interview with Shaq Wrestling. Khan ran down a list of accomplishments and milestones Starks had been a part of, including being in Sting's first AEW match and the Hall of Famer's last match on television before his retirement. The AEW CEO stated that he would love to see Starks back in the company, as the former AEW Tag Team Champion is only just scratching the surface of what he's capable of. Quote, I think Ricky Starks is tremendous, Khan said. I'd love to get him involved and back in AEW anytime. He's been a huge part of what we've done here for about 4 of the 5 years, and tons of respect for Rico. Starks was last seen on the March 30 edition of AEW Collision, where he and Big Bill were eliminated from the AEW Tag Team Championship tournament by Top Flight. The match reportedly wasn't meant to see Bill and Starks lose, but ended up happening as Starks suffered a head injury during the match. Since then, rumours have swirled around whether Starks is able to compete, which led him revealing that he's fine and simply waiting for the call to return to All Elite Wrestling. There had also been rumours recently, such as, just a couple of months ago in March, that Starks might be wrapping up his time in AEW as his contract was set to expire. However, Khan squashed all of those rumours by clarifying that Starks was still under contract with AEW and has time left on his contract. So we get any more details on Ricky Starks and his future, we'll let you know. But what do you think happens next when it comes to Starks? Do you think he sticks in AEW? Do you think he eventually goes to WWE? What do you think happens for the former FTW champion? Now, Jon Moxley, of course, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and he's set to return to Japan on June 9th for the New Japan Dominion in Osaka-jo Hall in Osaka, Japan event. Moxley is set to defend his IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against former IWGP Heavyweight Champion Evil at the annual June event, but now with an added stipulation which could work in Evil's favour. New Japan announced that Moxley's defense will take place under Lumberjack Deathmatch rules, meaning there will be wrestlers, likely from Evil's House of Torture and Moxley's Blackpool Combat Club at ringside, to keep the action in the ring, and very little by way of rules to be reinforced by the referee and people that are in charge of the bout. Now, Evil's House of Torture compatriots are already known for their mid-match interference, which is why Evil suggested the stipulation in the first place. Moxley is currently in his first run with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which he won from Tetsuya Naito in April. The match will be Moxley's 4th defense of the title, having already defeated Shota Umino, Ren Narita, and AEW's Powerhouse Hobbs in title matches. Moxley has been the target of animosity from the New Japan locker room, including his protege Umino, who believe that Moxley's part-time status with the company robs fans of the IWGP title preview matches that are usually featured on smaller events on the New Japan Pro Wrestling schedule. Moxley has had a number of world title eliminator matches in AEW, including a recent one at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view against Konosuke Takeshita, but none of the challengers have qualified for an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match next. And finally, Dana White has revealed a bit more on the relationship between WWE and UFC under the TKO umbrella. Now, UFC President Dana White has opened up about how closely he and his company have worked with WWE since joining forces under the TKO Group Holdings umbrella. UFC owners Endeavor merged the MMA promotion with WWE to form TKO in 2023, causing some people to wonder if there would be more crossover between both promotions. However, White explained at the UFC 302 post-show press conference there hasn't been much collaborating between the entities. He says, quote, "It's very separate. I haven't worked with them at all," White said. "I do what I do, they do what they do. They're using some of the people from my team to help them in different areas, business-wise, but as far as putting on live events, WWE is very good at what they do, and we're very good at what we do. And that's about as far as it goes with me." Now, White is open to letting some of his fighters perform in WWE, with UFC heavyweight fighter Derek Lewis being an example of someone who would love to cross over into the world of professional wrestling. The UFC president has even said that he didn't have a problem with it before TKO was formed, with it being evident when he watched Ronda Rousey's in-ring debut with WWE at WrestleMania 34 from the crowd. And there have been some sporadic instances of cross-promotion between the UFC and WWE as of late. Michael Chandler was seen at ringside on an episode of Raw where he called out Conor McGregor ahead of their fight at UFC 303. Elsewhere, WWE superstars like Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton have been shown sitting cage-side at UFC 290 and UFC on ESPN 56. Of course, the upcoming NXT Battleground event is going to be taking place at the UFC Apex 2 in Las Vegas, Nevada. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.